Hello everyone. Um, this is the part 2 of my video diary. I just wanna share something to you guys. I'm sure most of you, or maybe all of you, are not aware of it. Since my divorce, um, as I already mentioned previously, things is just not going well, and my alcohol consumption really got exaggerated. And I'm not saying that I'm making an excuse for myself. It's no doubt it is a self-inflicted wound. It is a self-inflicted wound. So my love of alcohol becomes my dependent of my sadness and whatever else going on. So after my divorce, I lost my home, my apartment, and I moved into my brother house here in Cedar Hill. And to exaggerate that even more, that's when the COVID hits. So you can't really go anywhere, gas station's still open, and my alcohol consumption's really, really gotten bad. There's to the point that I am actually drinking 24/7, and every time I wake up, I have an open can of beer. And there are number of times, that I am vomiting and blowing a blood vessel. I am blowing a blood. I can't even say it correctly. I am blowing a blood vessels in my nose, that my face is totally covered with blood, and I'm still drinking beer. But like I said, there's no one to blame it but myself. I guess I just didn't know how to quite handle it the way what a logical thinking person would be. Anyhow, months and months later, maybe even a year and a half, I was hired as an electronic technician at Maryland Heights. And one day, I came in there, I wasn't feeling sick or anything else, but to my surprise, the owner, the CEO, and the president walked towards me and have a short conversation and look at me in the eye, just like, "You're not looking too good. Are you okay?" Well, quite frankly, at that time, I felt fine. She told me, just like, "Robert, you're not looking good. Why don't you sit down for a little bit and, relax. I was somewhat confused why he's saying that, but you can't really argue with your boss. So I did, and told me just like, you're not really looking good. Just like he told me, just like you need to go to what you call that, urgent care. I told him just like, well, I don't have the money to go to urgent care because it's like $300 to go in there. It's like, I can, go to the ER and not have to worry upfront pay. Tommy is like, Robert, I have a meeting and I cannot take you all the way to Penton because we were in Maryland Heights. I told him, he's like, that's fine, I'll just stay here. And that's when I start having memory lapse. Parts of it I remember, parts of it I don't. And I don't, to be honest with you guys, I don't even recall him taking me to the urgent care because but what I do remember when he said just like, what, I'll pay for it if you cannot afford it. If you don't have the money right now, I'll pay for it. You don't have to pay me back. So evidently he took me to urgent care. But the thing about it is, what can they really do on the urgent care? So they referred me that I need to be at the emergency room, and by that time, he had his important meeting, so he ordered one of my co-workers to take me to Fenton at St. Clair Hospital. So I went in there and I do not remember anything after that. I didn't know that I do know the part that I have varices right below my esophagus. There's 3 major veins in there that are heavily under pressure. And I don't know how many of them ruptured, but of course, one of them at least did. And it was flooding my system. I was bleeding internally. So, unfortunately, St. Clair Hospital does not have the capability of dealing with that severe case. So, they immediately transferred me to SLU in St. Louis. And that's when they put me on drug-induced coma. And my brother actually, after a week that I was being gone at work, he was going nuts, just like, what the fuck happened to my brother? How come he's not home for so long? And when I got over there, basically the doctor is just dismissing me, just like, because you know what? This is an alcohol related, disease. So they weren't really all that enthusiastic about helping me out. And my brother told him just like, I'm not gonna let you guys pull the plug on him. And he is quite frantically. He told them that's like, I don't want any more of that. You guys need to do your job. We're not gonna pull a plug on him. So needless to say, we're best fucking surgeon here in the Midwest, maybe possibly in America. he didn't even want to perform the operation that are required to me, or the procedure, I should say. So he had to wait for another professional, another specialist. So, of course, this is beyond my knowledge. This is what I was just told afterwards, that they operated on me, did the procedure at 1 o'clock in the morning. What they did is what they call TIPS. It's they put a stent right in my liver and basically reroute the blood to a new vein. So, it doesn't cause that much pressure. But all of this time, it's like I was out. And the thing was, it wasn't a pleasant out. I was so drugged up, but my brain is starting to wake up, but my body is just like sort of paralyzed. You couldn't do anything. And my first thing that got embedded in my brain, that I woke up. Of course, this is about dream, just like being inside a 3-foot pipe. There's a small water flowing through right under my back, and talking about claustrophobic, but I can see everything. I was so scared that I was trying to wake myself up, but of course I couldn't because of the drug. And I was told about this later on, that I was actually pushing nurses, away from me. I become this superhero strength. And it went on like that, for about 12 weeks. So I nearly died. And when I woke up, I could not believe I have all this facial hair. My hair on my head is long. I couldn't move my arm. I could not speak because of the trach. I don't know if you can see it right there, And whenever they did the operation, I contracted an infection, sepsis. And on top of that, I also have a pneumonia. So I was on a ventilator. I have like 8 IV running through my system. It was really bad. And for some quite miracle, when I woke up, my doctor sat right next to me, just like, do you know where you're at? I told him it's like in hospital. He goes, which hospital? I go, I have no idea. I'm thinking I am still in St. Clair. And he said, no, you're at SLU. And he began to tell me my journey and all that stuff. And somewhat, as fast as I crash, I also recover that quickly when I wake up, because I was in the ICU for that long. And then like the second or third day, they transferred to a different room. By 4th or 5th day, I was actually, because I demanded, I really want to get out of there. Can you not blame anyone that went get out of the hospital? Just want to go home. And told me just like, well, the physical therapy told me just like, okay, as long as you can pass all the tests that we're going to give you, then we would able to release you from the care of a physical therapy, and of course your doctor would have to make the final decision. Make the final decision. So I did that, and after a week I was actually walking down the hall, up and down. Next thing I know, the following morning when I did that, I have like 8 different doctors in my room talking about how quickly I recovered, what they did to me and all that, what went right. Luckily, nothing went wrong. And just like, look at him, it's just like he was recovering. And at that same week, they discharged me because, I passed all the tests that to satisfy them that I'll be safe to be home. But I just, that's what alcohol does to you. I guess just like any other substance that you abuse. But quite frankly, after all of that, I was clean for about a year and 6 months. And I just cannot give the detail. I got so depressed again. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm back drinking again. By this time, before I even did it, I already made a decision that it's going to kill me. That's when I said, just like, my health is declining. It's not getting any better. It's not an excuse, but I have my reason. I come to the point that what is the point of living long what is the point of living if you're going to be miserable? So I choose the life of quality rather than quantity. So the last time I see my liver doctor, which was probably 2.5 months ago, they're saying that I could live maybe 6 months, maybe indefinitely. But, they couldn't tell that. But like I said, I am making this video diary just to share my struggle in life, my depression, frustration, and basically I just lost all the drive in life. So if that day ever come, which it will, all of us has an expiration date, I just want you to know that I'm very thankful that I have you in my life, and you guys are being very caring and good for me. Anyhow, oh my goodness, this video is almost 20 minutes. But I will upload this on YouTube and share it with you later.